Let's take a quick look and first impressions of the Borealis Cascais, I believe is how it's pronounced. I could be way wrong, and that is fine. So, this was the much anticipated model that they came up with. I think everyone was excited to see a full loomed bezel, and then the big thing, I think that's the most impact on this watch, is the very thin bezel and large face dial. So it wears kind of big, even though it is not super big. And the finishing on it is superb, like most of their creations. The lines are very defined and polished up and brushed really good. So let's bust out a couple of measurements real quick. So this is going to be crazy because, I mean, look at that. 41.9 on the thick spot. You know, it's supposed to be a 42 millimeter watch. Maybe I'm not getting directly across. So it's really close to 42. How about with the crown? It's like 45 and a half. And then it's still really thin, only 12/8 thin. The lug to lug is not, super bad. It's a nice 49, we'll say. And then it has the, I believe it's a 22. Yeah, it's like a 22. It tapers down to, on the bracelet, 19.8. The buckle's a little bit bigger, 22, and then it's kind of thick. So there's a few measurements for you. Everything else is just superb on it, though. It has a Swiss, if you see it on the dial there, the STP 1-11. It's also written on the case back, too. Look at that buckle. It's really nice. I haven't removed the protective coating off the back, though. So that's pretty standard for the Borealis. And then that snaps down nice. The fitment on is really good, and I mean, it is thicker, but it doesn't seem to bother me too much. The signed crown, the threads on it are really nice. Let's see. Boom, it pops out. You can wind on the first setting. You get a one pop, and then you got the date change on the bottom there at the 6. Give it again. It's a hacking. So you can go ahead and spin that guy around. I went with the cathedral hands on this, and so you don't even have to like backspin it to find out where the threads are. It just threads right in perfectly. The other option was the pencil style hands, but I don't know. These just are more unique. I think they're just kind of funky, and I like that. So this was the black on black. They had a bunch of different color options. The bezel action is superb. Kind of reminds me of a lighter feeling Citizen NY 0040, where it's like a thud and it locks right into place and doesn't move. So it doesn't have that clicky feel that maybe like some of the Seikos or even like my Genoa and stuff like those. So I mean, you can hear that but there's like no play, and it lines up perfectly. So it's just a superb bezel. And the lume on it is great. I would do a lume shot at the end here. So also on the clasp, it has the quick extension. You just press those two, and then it locks in. So you can adjust it to whatever expansion you need. And then the clasp is nice and simple as well. And then there's actually 3 micro adjusts for that too. So you should be able to find a perfect fit on the bracelet. But real quick on the bracelet, I have a 7 1/4 wrist. I took 6 links out. That's all of the links that you can take out. So if you have a smaller than 7 1/4, you are not going to be able to adjust this down far enough. They have already addressed this. People must have already contacted them, because shortly after I received this, I also received an email. And they are, I think you have to email them back or something, let them know, and then they'll put you on a list. And they're having new bracelets made, I think, that are going to be shorter. I don't know if that's the fix they're going to do. So I'm not sure how to... It's a bummer that they probably have to do that, because I'm not sure how you take these bracelets apart. I've never taken links apart that, you know, there's got to be a way to take them apart, I would imagine. But it's probably not easy. So they're going to end up probably just releasing new bracelets. Now you could, and I haven't tried this, you could put a different clasp on, maybe something a little bit shorter. So that would be an option as well. So I'm not sure I'm going to contact them just because I don't want them to incur more cost. And it works for me. There's a slight chance that I might end up selling this like I do a lot of my watches. We'll see if I you know, connect with it further, but I want to show you something that's kind of crazy because let's see, I'll grab something that's everybody kind of knows. Everybody kind of knows the Seiko SKX, okay? So, and I did the measurements. So it's 42 millimeter, okay? But look how much bigger it looks. It just looks way bigger, even though it's really not. You know, it's got a dome sapphire crystal. It's just one of those visual aspects on it because of the larger dial with the smaller bezel. So let me throw it on my 7.25 inch wrist. I mean, it wears great. It does have some heft. I didn't weigh it, but it feels great on wrist. I mean, because it is like a, you know, 42, just under 42 millimeter watch, so it feels great on wrist. But like I said, it is heavier too, which I don't know. You know, it's a wider bracelet. It's, you know, a beefy watch, and then the clasp also adds weight. So, but I think it looks great. It has a lot of presence. I think I don't normally get compliments on my watches, and when I do, it's on something weird like a G-Shock or something. But I could see this one probably getting some attention. And then obviously having the date down there, it doesn't interrupt the dial. It works really good. So, but let me shut off some lights and show you the lume, because the lume is pretty awesome. So that's without doing anything. I haven't taken it outside. That's just the studio lights getting it to glow. So, and you can see a Seiko glowing back there. There's another Seiko over there to the right. But that lumed bezel and the cathedral hands, once this thing gets all loomed up in the dark, it's very cool. I think that is going to be one of the aspects that's going to make me want to keep it. But let me know what you guys think on this. I'll try to keep it short. If there's something else you want to see on it, let me know. I'm not opposed to popping the case back off either if you guys really want to see it, but I don't know my movement's too good, so I don't know what I would be looking at other than just to show it on video. And I haven't had it long enough to check the accuracy or anything, so I'm sure it'll need some break-in and all that stuff. So there's a quick look at it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.